Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody is doing well. So I posted a video, I think it was last year. I'll link it here so you can see it. Top 5 interview tips for people that were interested in applying for cabin crew. Since then, the response has been absolutely phenomenal. I've had DMs, I've had emails, I've even been at my airline headquarters to do my own annual examinations and met multiple different people who were doing their new hire first course come up to me and say that my videos helped them get through the interview process, and because of me they are now cabin crew. There was even one girl that came up to me and was like, oh my gosh, you're like a cabin crew fairy godmother, and I was like, ooh, love that, I'll take that. I thought I'd do an ultimate guide and I'd do like a proper sort of video on YouTube, because I feel like there's more time for me to explain things a little bit in depth for things that people don't understand. I can expand on tips a little bit more in this video. I can talk about my own experience. I've also spoken to a lot of crew who have actually been involved in the recruitment process for my own airline, so I can give you some insider tips and tricks and talk to you about what they're exactly looking for. So we're going to start from the beginning. I'm going to go through the tips that I spoke about in the video a little bit more in depth. I have actually written an ebook which has everything included in it. I haven't been able to release it yet because I haven't finished writing it, but I think I've got 2 more pages left to write. So as soon as that is going to be available, I'll put a pre-register link here for anybody who's interested in buying the ebook. I think it's a really exciting thing for me specifically because I'm going to be meeting new people. I'm going to be sharing all my goodness, sharing all my good vibes and tips and tricks, and hopefully supporting as many people as I can into getting the job of their dreams. So we're going to start off today with my 10 tips, the ultimate 10 tips that you need for your interview process to become cabin crew. The first thing I spoke about was in my other video was knowing the job role. I cannot tell you how many people I've spoken to who are interested in becoming cabin crew but don't actually understand the role that we do on board. There are so many different parts of becoming cabin crew that emanate in all of us. It's such an incredibly versatile job because there are loads of different people on board that have different skills in different areas. So when you come together as a crew, you might have people that have got strengths in the medical field, you might have people that have got strengths in communication, you might have people that have got strengths in leadership skills. So let's get into it. So the job role, the primary job role, I'm telling you this from now, is to keep people safe. It is so easy to look at what we do and just assume that, you know, it's easy and it's this and it's that, but there's so much to it. So I think it's really important, if I was a recruitment manager for airlines, one of the things that I'd look for is somebody that's kind of got a little bit more of an understanding of the role, that's come to the interview and said, right, I know that you're meant to be doing this, this, this and that. You don't necessarily to have in-depth or each specific process that we go through, but just kind of having an understanding that our main job on the aircraft is safety. So one of the best tips I can give you is research the job role, know what you're getting into, read a couple of articles, watch a couple of videos online like maybe this one, and think about safety. That comes into the second tip that I have, which is demonstrating safety. So if there are any instances in your past jobs that you could talk about how you kept people safe, or how you instilled SOPs, which are standard operating practices, that is something that employers, or especially in aviation, look at too, because they think, okay, this kind of aligns with how our crew need to take care of people on board. So know the job role, understand kind of what you're getting into, and try and link some of what you've seen in the job role to the jobs that you've had previously. I think that's just a given when you're applying for any role, but with crew specifically, most airlines are looking for specific types of people. All airlines, we look, most of the time, we look and we behave of a professional manner and a professional standard. One thing to take into account is that there's been so many different processes for us to get to this stage of being crew. Uniform and grooming regulations. Turn up to the interview like you're in uniform. So just imagine you've been given your uniform, look at the styling guides or the grooming regulations for the airline you're applying for, and just turn up like that. It's easier for the employer to be able to see you in that role if you already kind of look like you belong in that role because you're ready. Have a really presentable approach, because when we're in uniform, we're expected to represent the brand in that uniform. So I think it's really important for you to already foresee that you're getting the job by presenting yourself when you are in that uniform? How would you look after the uniform that you've been given? There's so many different things that different airlines have different policies about. Just think about the airline that you're applying for and find out information on what their best grooming regulations are. Another thing you can do is, if it's a specific airline, hairstyles or grooming regulations, and you can actually find out online, because there are a lot of TikTokers. There's so much free information online if you're being specific with the airline that you're applying. Well, our main priority on board is safety, like I spoke to you about. Our second priority is customer service and hospitality. We're taking care of people. Just think about, give examples of how you've taken care of people or how you've delivered excellent customer service. When you are cabin crew, you are with these passengers for a very long amount of time. It's not like working in retail or even working ground staff customer service, because once you get a passenger who may be going through a tough time or may be disruptive, they leave. We're on board with the passengers from when we take off to when we land into whatever country we're going into. Patience is such a huge part of being crew, but also communication and being able to show your customer service to the best of your abilities. One thing I can say, that when you are on the air, you're never alone. You will always have your onboard managers, you will always have your supervisors, you will always have people there to support you. That's just a given. But being able to try and deal with the situation to the best of your ability from a customer service perspective, and then maybe going for some support afterwards, is a good example of what employers want to see in candidates that are applying. They want to see that, okay, you've shown me X, Y, and Z examples where you've delivered excellent customer service. You can show initiative, and you can show communication skills. And then if that doesn't work, you can also speak about when eventually you felt like maybe a supervisor or manager needed to come and support you in dealing with maybe a difficult situation. Think about why that airline, I spoke about this in my video as well. Why have you chosen that specific airline? Think about its values, its core values. Airlines like for you to have updated information on them, what they've been doing recently, so a recent campaign, new environmental policies that they've come out with, partnered with new charities, new routes. From my perspective, I think if I was interviewing a candidate, it'd be really nice to know why this person has chosen to work for this airline, and understand what it is about it that really has made them say, actually, I want to apply for here and I want to work for here. So having a little bit of background understanding of the airlines, its own brand values, etc., is a plus as well when it comes to applying for cabin crew. Demonstrate teamwork. Whenever we fly with a different crew. I can't believe how many people are confused by it. It's shocking how many people think that we fly with the same crew every single time we fly. I've explained in a couple of videos before, we always fly with different crew, and you will rarely ever get exactly the same cabin crew and flight crew on a flight in the same destination ever. So teamwork is essential. The one thing I will say to you is teamwork is so important. If you are somebody that doesn't really like working with team, doesn't really like meeting new people, doesn't really like adapting to new environments, new routes, just new management, passengers, then this job role might not necessarily be for you, because every time you go into a briefing room, if you don't know anybody, it's essentially like a new job, because you're just put on the spot, you meet people, you make friends, and you get on with it. It's amazing because you might have the same route maybe 3 or 4 times in a month, but each trip will be different because you've had a different crew who have wanted to do different things, and you've just had a different experience. Talk about teamwork a lot. They love teamwork. When we move as a crew, we fly as a crew, and we keep each other safe as a crew. You will always be backed up. There will always be people around you. You'll never be alone. So on the day, you may have a group exercise. Recently, I've been hearing that a lot of people have had to do group exercises when they've been applying for the job. Don't think of it as like a competition, like this person's going to get the job over me. Think about it like, imagine the people in your group as your team. Imagine you're on board with those specific people. Imagine you're enjoying yourself. Imagine you're just thinking about it from a team perspective. Just imagine you're in that role already, because then the employers can look at you in that situation and think to yourself, oh, actually that person worked really well with that person. They kind of spoke to each other about things and they came to a conclusion together. Or this person showed really good leadership skills and maybe taking everybody's opinions or everybody's answers to this specific question and then implementing it into the answer and then coming together with a group answer together. Like employers look out for all of these different things. If you're kind of a little bit more quiet and a little bit reserved and you're not kind of getting involved with what everybody else is doing, that might be something that they might take into consideration too, and think, oh, is this person, they like working with teams, do they like working around with people, are they able to adapt and just speak to people like just like that and just get the job done, or is this kind of role not really for them? They are watching you for the entire video interview, personal interview in person, and group activity. They're watching you, so you need to put on a performance. You need to show them what you're made of. You need to show them that you know what you're doing. You need to show them that you can work with a team. You need to be outspoken, offer ideas, and be that person that they remember. You need to make sure that you're a memorable person in the group. Show that you can be open-minded. Show that you're open to learning new things. People love, like, you know, learning from the process, learning from the interviews. If you're learning from your employers, or if you learn from somebody else something, just show that you're willing to participate, and you're willing to be somebody that's learning things whilst you're in this process. Sometimes people can get a little bit wrapped up in their stubbornness and what they think and what they heard. So you'll get some people that will say, well, I heard that this airline only pays this, or I learned that people really struggle, I learned that people get deaths on board, and I learned, but let go of all of that sort of negativity and everything that you hear about airlines that you're not looking forward to. Get rid of all of that and be open-minded and be excited for your new journey. It's so easy to, you know, hear the gossip from your friends who might be crew, or from newspaper articles, or from just rumours that you hear about specific airlines. Just let go of all of it and just enjoy the experience. I just think you want to be able to walk into a job role with like no drama and no negative expectations, because if this is the job of your dreams, like, you want it to start as a job of your dreams. You don't want it to start with any issues. So just be open-minded. My last tip is be confident and be yourself. I feel like, you know, you're here for a reason. You've been selected to do an interview for a reason, and you've applied and you've got through to this stage for a reason. So they've obviously seen something in you, or they've picked you for a reason. So like I said before, just show them everything you've got. Be positive and do the best that you can do. We're all on this planet doing the best that we can, and if it doesn't work out, you've always got the next time that you can apply. Airlines are constantly recruiting because there's always turnovers where crew leave, crew join, crew leave, crew join. So don't feel disheartened about anything. Just think to yourself, right, I'm here, I've done my research, I've gone through the tips that I've just given you, and I'm doing my best. Normally when you walk in with a positive energy, you're feeling good about yourself, you know that you're doing the best, you believe that you are the best, and you work as hard as you can in your interview process. The universe has got nothing, can't do anything but give you what you've asked for. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you've got anything that you need to ask me, please email me in the email below. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.